Hey YouTube, this is Rock60 here with a quick video. Still a different format than usual. This video takes longer to make because my computer is very old and it takes a while to render such things as like gameplay and me talking over it, things of that nature. But most people can do this like it's nothing, but with my computer setup right now, this is kind of really pushing it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the Sony and the PS Vita. I've been watching so many videos in my subscription feed, like from Favorite Gaming and the latest Vita games. Was it Jammer? Was it Blue Weekly? Was it Blue Vita Weekly channel? I don't know. The channel was like their name was something like that. But anyway, like I really think it's like Sony should do something about the Vita. Like other channels had conversations about this, where like what are they doing with the Vita? Are they giving up on it? And it seems to me they're giving up on it. It's like Sony started out like almost like in a relationship. They started out with the Vita at first. Like we saw it when it was like the NGP and everything like that. And, you know, like talking about how like after the PS3 and everything like that, how it's as powerful as the PS3 and all that and stuff like that. And the games coming out, like at first, it actually seemed like it was like that promise could be true. But then shortly after, we saw that it's just slightly better than the PSP and better than the 3DS. I mean, went that blown away from it. And I kind of felt like Sony didn't keep up their promise. And then when the PS4 came along, it was like the hot new thing. And it was like kind of moving on from the Vita. It's like, Vita, you're nice, but it's not you, it's me type deal. You know, like they just kind of left the Vita over to the side. Kind of talk to the Vita on the side where they talking to the PS4 at the same time. You know, kind of doing their fans wrong. And me being the Vita fan, well, being a fan of the console itself, like I feel like kind of betrayed too. It's like what are you doing? I'm not making videos about the Vita just for fun. You know, I'm a fan of it. And I make videos of things I'm a fan of. If I'm a fan of energy drinks, or a fan of the Xbox, or a fan of this, or a fan of that, you know, I'm gonna make a video about it. And when the Vita is like dying off, I'm like, why do I need to make a video about this anymore? And like, I'm not gonna really be a fan about it, is because pretty soon my Vita is gonna start collecting dust. You know. Like, I like the physical release of games. I can't afford to buy them all like most Vita fans, but I do get my share of like digital like content like that. But I would like to have more physical releases, so I can add more games to my collection. And so far, like the games that we've been getting, it hasn't really fit my criteria of games I really like playing. Like I like playing like Jack and Dexter and the God of Wars and like racing games and stuff like this, like you see on the screen. But the Vita hasn't really been getting things like that. You might see like an off title every once in a while, like a racing game or soccer game or something like that. But Sony's not promoting it. Like I didn't know there was like a rugby game for the Vita, and I think there's a few other games that it was like supposed to be realistic games, like soccer games and stuff like that. And I know rugby isn't soccer, but it was a game like that too that came out for the Vita. I forgot what the name of it was, but I didn't see any advertising for it. I was just searching through the PlayStation Store, and it's like, oh, I didn't know this game even came out for this. Like Sony's not marketing anything. Like I don't know what Sony US are doing. Like are they like digging up their nose, daydreaming, or I don't know. It's like they're not listening to the fans at all. And they're thinking if we bring over games from Japan, they'll be happy. They'll be good with. No, we're not happy with that. You know, make the studios here do something. Make them make a game for the Vita. they're already doing it with the PS4 already, and apparently it's so easy just to port those games over to the PS Vita, but most of the games that have been ported over for the PS4 are so simple and so mind-numbing. It's just like people don't want to play that on the PS4. It's like they mostly give that to their kids, like Race to Sun. That's a pretty good game though, and I have that on the Vita too. But at the same time, we want more than like a runner type game. You push one button to do one thing, and that's it. We want more complex, like platformers and stuff like that. Like, give us some real games that you're giving for the PS4. Like, you're so proud of the PS4 right now, but you're making so much money. How about you just give a little bit of that money to the Vita then? Like you, like, I don't know. Like Sony's ego is just so big right now. They're just forgetting where they came from. They're forgetting that without the fans of like the PSP, there wouldn't be the PS Vita. There wouldn't be no fans of the PS4. You know, because some people actually like connecting their PSP to the PS2 and the PS3. I, for one, like when when I had my PSP, I didn't have a PS3, and I got the PS3 like later in the console's life cycle. But now, like seeing it with the PSP and like having all that stuff now is like, as I'm older, it just feels like, wow, there's like so much stuff that went into this, and having like the older models of the consoles and stuff, and feeling like all the great features that they had in it at the time was like there was a lot of support behind that. And now with them calling the PS Vita the legacy system, I know that some of them saying that that's the 1000 console, but I showed you guys videos about like what Sony was thinking with that console, and I'm wondering why didn't they continue that with the 2000 or the PS Vita TV? Because they had the idea for a TV out port and everything like that, and yes, that port maybe it was more than TV out. Maybe it was just for the developers to read data off of the console or input data into it. But as we've seen with videos of the developer version of the PS Vita, they already have like another port at the bottom for that, which is like a mini USB and an HDMI port and everything like that. So there was really no need for the top port actually. But I think that was more for the consumers. It wasn't for developers actually. But they never released any software for it. As you can see, like it basically bricks your console. You have to force restart it and everything like that to get the back working again. But I don't know what Sony's doing, you know. Like I even thought about becoming like a Sony developer for the PS Vita at one time. Like I know a little bit about developing and stuff like that, and Sony's ecosystem and how they develop games like that. But with things going on with the PlayStation mobile platform and how they're gonna cut off support there, like people like me who want to jump into it finally or have the support to do so, they can't do it now because you're cutting off support in your mobile platform. You're cutting support from your system completely at this point, it seems like it, and you're making people not believe again. That's why I put in my PS Vita 3000 video that with the launch titles and the kind of fake remake of the console too, that like I put in "Will you believe again?" You know, because like people aren't believing that this console has the power or has the games that people want. You know, people in Japan right now are just loving it, loving the console right now. They have all the games that they want. You know, the JRPGs, the different anime related games like that. I mean, that's cool and all, but it seems like the only people are listening is Sony Japan, and people in Sony US are not listening at all. All they're doing is listening to people that are playing the consoles, and they're not watching any of these videos on YouTube or anything like that. They're not looking in forums or nothing like that. It's like, I don't know what's going on over there. Like, I would seriously start firing people over there if I was like the top boss, because it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, if I was the boss, I'll look over what is everyone doing wrong, and versus the Japan market, because they're doing something very wrong. They're not listening to anybody over here, and they think that if we just keep releasing indie games that maybe they'll be happy. No, no. Like, people said over and over again, like in several videos, we do not want to buy these next gen consoles to play indies. Don't get me wrong. If, like, from earlier, I said I thought about developing for the Vita and everything like that. That'd be cool to do, but if Sony's not developing it and not handing out triple A's, then that's not going to give indies time to really up their game. But all they're going to be doing is keep pumping out all these 2D side scroller type games. They're not going to have time to sit down with some 3D modelers or any other, like a full team of real, you know, game makers, and really develop a game that really wows people. And yeah, we got Tearaway and games like that, but still, come on, that took like, was it, a year or so more to do, and other great games like that took years to do. Like, it doesn't take months to make a game. If you want to make a game that's good and like a classic, it takes years to do so. So Sony, you need to really give support to your developers. You can't just let them hang to the side. And if like, I don't know, that brings up another point. Like, haven't you guys seen on the internet just so many people with PS Vita development kits already in this generation? Like, remember the last generation, like the Xbox 360 and the PSP and the DS and all that stuff? Like, you didn't see that many dev kits out. Like, you saw that towards the end of the console lives. Now you're seeing it so early in the console's life, and that worries me because many of the people who do have them aren't using them. They don't have no technical skills. I mean, some do, but some of them are just having those just as collector items, and others are, I don't know, they're like, they just say like what the Wii U is, like it's just collecting dust on their desk, and they're not using it. The company's just focusing on the next gen consoles. They're not focusing on the Vita or the Wii U right now. I just kind of feel like those, like the Vita and the Wii U, are kind of in the same boat. It's just no one's supporting them. Just felt like it's a lost cause. They gave up on something they thought was great. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's my opinion on the PS Vita status right now. If you guys have a comment in the section below, that'd be great to hear what you guys think about the topic with the PS Vita, what's going on with Sony and things of that nature. Also, would you guys think it'd be cool if I developed something for the Vita? Like, put that in the section below too, 'cause I thought about doing that at one point, but I don't know right now. What Sony's doing with the Vita right now, and them being really iffy. I don't know whether I even want to start a project with that. I even wanted to go more in depth with the mystery cable, and even start up like a little serious about like PS Vita hacking and stuff like that, because it seems to be a lot more progress with that, and I was able to keep up with that for a while, but I kind of gave up on it because Sony's not supporting it, and it seems like it's going to become the way of the PSP. Like, it's going to be great in the beginning, and now it's starting to slow down. Sony's not going to support it, and then hackers are just going to take over and just going to make it an emulator system, which is, to me, is not a problem. I don't mind having emulators on my consoles, but at the same time, I'm like, that's not what I bought it for. I didn't buy it to play Nintendo games. I bought it to play Vita games. I wanted to play so-called next gen handheld type games, But anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Peace, and see you in the next video.